Hey guys, Steve Krivda here, and I'm coming to you from my home office down here in Naples, Florida. And today's topic is going to be facts tell, stories sell. We're going to be talking about need versus want and emotion. You see, as network marketers, we tend to tell people why they need our stuff. Okay? If you master and grab some of these examples of the stories I'm going to tell you and master the art of storytelling, you can literally explode your business and you can help a lot of people. Okay, so check this out. Here are some things that we need, and I'm going to take a step outside of our industry to kind of, so I don't make anybody mad. So we need to go to the dentist every year to make sure that our teeth are in tip-top shape. We need to go to the doctor because, well, we want to make sure there's nothing wrong with us. And we need life insurance. See, those are kind of three quick needs I can think of off the top of my head. Now, if you're like me, you're like, well, I don't do the yearly exams. I don't. It's not that I don't need it. It's just that something I'm not wanting right now. You see, now here's something funny. If I said to you, you need to go to the doctor because you have no idea what could be wrong with you, and your response would probably be like, okay, Steve, I'll get right on top of that, and that would be the end of it. But if I said to you, you really should go to the doctor at least once a year. My cousin over in England didn't go to the doctor for years. He's a little bit older than me, and he finally ended up going because he didn't feel right, and he found out that he had prostate cancer. Now, this is something that if he would have been going regularly, there's a good chance that he would have hit it earlier and could have gotten it treated and could have skipped all these surgeries that he's been having. Maybe you should consider going to the doctor this year. You see, what that did was that turns a need into a want because of the emotion you got from the story that I just told you. See, it changes things. It puts emotion behind, what you should do, and it changes things. Okay, so here's another neat example. I had a buddy of mine reach out to me. He's in network marketing and he's in the insurance arena. And I said, and he's struggling to get people to sign up for his stuff. And I said, well, what are you doing? He said, well, I meet with the person. It's about 30 minutes. We go over their finances. We fill out all the paperwork. And what happens is they end up taking the paperwork home to review with their family. And then I just never hear from them again. And I said, well, that's a long process. And he says, yeah. And I said, let me tell you what my insurance policy guy did. My life insurance, actually he's my buddy. How he got me to buy. We're hanging out, talking about the events that I will be attending this year. And I said, I'm going to be flying all over the country. And he's like, cool. He's like, where are you going? And I said, I laid out all these different cities. And he's like, wow, that sounds awesome. He's like, man, a couple of those sound kind of dangerous. And I said, okay, never thought about it. And he's like, have you ever thought about, what would happen to your family if, God forbid, you just weren't around anymore? Or if something happened to you? And I said, man, I don't know. I never really thought about it. And what he did was, and I can't go into details, you never know who's watching. But he went to the details of a few families recently that procrastinated on getting their policies done. And something happened to one of the members, and it left the family in a really bad position. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he says, now, what I can do for you for a really minimal amount, I can set your family up for a really long time if, God forbid, something ever did happen to you. And I was like, man, that sounds fantastic. Let's get this thing going. And he sold me immediately. In fact, Danielle has one too. So it's really kind of crazy. He took my need and made it a want through the emotion of a story that he told me. It's really crazy how our mind works. We can need a bunch of stuff, but unless we really want it, we're not going to do it. Okay? So if you're, say, I'm going to go through one example. Say you have a weight loss product and you were like, if you lost a bunch, my product will help you lose a bunch of weight and you're going to feel good. That's not really enough. What you can do is paint a picture of what the person will feel like. Imagine 2 months from now being able to go to the beach and taking your shirt off or walking around in your bathing suit, and feeling comfortable and feeling confident. Or walking through the mall and seeing a pair of pants and you're like, man, I should get those pants. My pants are actually, they're big on me right now. I need a new pair of pants. And what that feeling would be of dropping a size or two. Imagine how cool that would be. See, that's emotion. That will get people to buy your stuff. Okay, now check it out. Oh, I hope you guys got some value out of this, by the way. I went way longer than I wanted to go. But if you need help crafting a story for your, product or company or whatever you're doing, give me a holler. It's something we can put our heads together and really figure out something cool for you. And if you're evaluating your company right now, reach out to me as well, because I work with a company now that it's basically an inherent yes for all ages, and it's a very emotional product. So putting the stories behind it is pretty easy. So either way, let me help you craft something for yourself, or let's talk about where you're going in the industry in general. And either way, we can help each other. So I appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't seen my ad, if you haven't gone to stevekrivda.com and picked up my free audio on closing people into your business, these are secret strategies that I don't tell anybody about. But if you go there just for hanging out with me, I'll give that to you for free. So I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks a lot. And tell stories, help people, impact lives, and be awesome. Thanks, guys. See you later.